Hello. In my last whip, I showed you a bit of the character. Didn't say anything, but showed you my loop. In this one, I made a little bit of a prototype. I'm level prototyping. Got collectibles, got a couple features to show off, and alright, let's get into it. So, the story, I don't think I'll reveal till much later in a separate video. Right now, I'm just going to show you. This is basically it. So in levels 1, 2, and 3, you can play those in any order you want. Levels 4, 5, you have to play them in order. And once you beat the game, there's 5 levels total, so once you beat the game, I may have a secret level 6 for you to play. And also, I love when in Crash Bandicoot, when you hit that alien sign, then you get a secret level that way. I was thinking of a bunch of secret little minigame levels throughout as well. And jumping into like an abyss or somewhere, something that you would know was actually there. So in level 1, you would only have these abilities: jump, double jumps, walk around, crouch, spin, junk like that. But then you get abilities in the other levels. In this level, by beating it, you get spit. Level 3, you get sprint, and level 2, you get slide. Slide gives you more of a jump range, and then sprint, slide, jump will give you even more of a range. And sprint, slide, let me show you. Sprint, slide, jump, double jump, air thingy, screwdriver, air thingy, give you more range. And yeah, sprint will also give you this screwdriver air attack, while without it, use normal spin attack. Alright. So let me show you what these collectibles are. These are little teardrops. There's going to be a store, and the store is going to feature some pretty cool features. So right now, all I have is mirror mode. So this is going to be accessible in the main menu. You're not just going to be able to click a button. But, mirror mode is always fun, because if you want to redo a level or restart a game, you beat a game all the way through and you want to redo the game, but you don't want to have the exact same experience, turn on mirror mode and you have a little more fun. It feels a little different. So yes, collect these for mirror mode. I'll also give you a collectible magnet. So right now the magnet is that, because I don't want you to run like right into it. I want you to have a bit of a range, an easy range to collect it. So it will come towards you. At this range, it will be pretty much instant, so you're not going to see that it actually is flying into you. But when you turn on the super magnet that you'll buy from the store with these collectibles, you can see the kind of range that you can get from it. So it's kind of like having Sparks and Spyro. You don't even have to run into it. You can just collect it, collect, boom. It just makes life so much easier. The other collectible in this game is going to be the heart. You can see that heart in the way distance over there. There are 7 lives. This character will have 7 lives, and then once you lose all 7, you get a game over. The lives are going to be easily replenishable. I think I'm going to make it so the enemies drop health. And kind of like in Jak and Daxter, the enemies drop little balls of health, and that'll replenish a part of your health. And you're going to be able to get more lives with these heart shards. Now, they're not going to be actually hearts, because that doesn't go with the game. But heart shards, you're going to have to collect 6 of those throughout all these worlds to get 1 heart. So you start out with 3. You're going to get 4 more when you go throughout the game. And so 6 times 4, that's 24 collectibles, right? 24? Yeah. So those are going to be 24 collectibles, plus these little teardrops are going to be like Spyro, so there's going to be like 200 of them, or at least a value of 200 of them. I might do like Spyro, where there are going to be some with higher value and lower value, or maybe I'm just going to make these chest things pop out. More of these containers, I'll just have a bunch of them, and all that jazz. So yeah, there's going to be this container, and I want it to pop out like Jak and Daxter, where it'll just jump out, go up, down, and then bounce, and then smooth out. Right now I don't have that. I don't know how to do it. Just open it up and there's 1. But there's going to be like 5 in there. So each level is going to have like 200 or so. And they're going to be everywhere, so don't worry about that. And the last collectibles are going to be cosmetic. So hats, basically, because I can just socket that to the head and you can get through it. One cool feature I might include is if you beat the game entirely, like 125% entirely, you will be able to unlock Virelles. And like in Spyro, where you get the Super Flame, Virelles will be an OP version of Maloop, not with the same abilities. I mean, he's going to have double jump and all that junk, but he's going to have better abilities, and he's more of a fire character. So Maloop's more of a fish character, sea monster. And it's just going to be a lot more fun to do these levels with Virelles. If you want to complete it again, beat the game entirely, turn on mirror mode, use Virelles, bust through the game again. It's going to feel like a new game. Let's talk about the current level design. So like I said, this level is going to be level 1, and it's going to be the easiest one to do. Even though level 1, 2, and 3 are interchangeable, you can play them in whatever order you want, it's still going to be a level scaling. So level 1 is this one. It's going to be the father's dream. All these levels are going to be dreams, by the way. And you're in a family's house, and you're going into each member of the family's dreams. Level 1 is the father's dream. It's foresty. It's campy because, it's good memories. These dreams are good memories, and you're busting in here to make them bad memories. You're giving them nightmares because you're the bad guy. And so he has fond memories of camping with his family and all that junk. So it's going to be like that. There's going to be like little cute marshmallow enemies that come at you to try to kill you, because those are going to be the mind's way of stopping you, because you're not supposed to be in the dream. This wall here is going to be destructible. So what I like about Crash is in Crash 1, with the giant bridge level that you can just jump on the rope sides and then run all the way through. The giant bridge level that everybody hates, it's like bridge in the sky. I love that you can go back. In that level you're supposed to go backwards. So the camera faces you forward and you're supposed to go backward to collect stuff. I like that. I like going backwards in a level because, when you start a game you want to go forwards. You don't think about going backwards. And games these days don't really do that anyways. So, you have a cool waterfall, and then you look up at the waterfall and you see a collectible. Seeing the collectible guarantees that there's a way up there. And over here, just by a start, it's going to look pretty. Maloop is kind of realistic looking, sort of. And that's going to be the theme of this whole game. It's going to look like that. I don't want it super cartoony. I want it more on the realistic side. So it's going to look very pretty. I'm thinking more like Halo 3 looking stuff. But better graphics. Probably the same graphics, I don't know. Graphics of my ability. So yeah, you look at the waterfall and you're like, oh, that's cool. I wonder if I can get up there. And you go across the bridge, you can go a little farther out, and like, oh, look, you can get up there. There's something I can collect up there. So then you go over here, and in Spyro, there's the wall, and then there's like a scar in the wall, and that's your way of knowing you can bust through it. So you just jump up here, spin, bust through it, and then you can get through the wall. And look, more collectibles. And it's like, oh, look, secret area, yay. And it's supposed to not be super secret. It's supposed to be Spyro level easy. Because Spyro is an easy game, but it's so much fun, though. It's a lot of fun to play. So that's what this game's about. It's about fun, it's about adventure, it's about graphics and how pretty it is, because honestly, I'm not the greatest coder, animator, rigger, but I can make some pretty cool graphics. So yeah, you got to jump on all these platforms. There will be some chests and stuff, and then you can get over here and get your first heart. And that's just going to be the easiest heart to get. And even though Maloop is a water-looking creature, the water is going to hurt you. So it's going to be like Spyro, where you hit the water, you jump a bit, you're a little invincible for like a second, and then you hit the water again, you jump a bit. It's going to be like that. So, and that's the joke, he's a fish character that can't swim and the water hurts him. And that's all because I didn't want to make underwater graphics and post-processing and all that junk. I just didn't want to deal with it. Not in this game, at least. Plus, it's funny. It's a funny little joke. So the idea is he's in a forest. So there's going to be these little trees, and then there's going to be big trees surrounding him. And again, it's a dream, so it can be a little wacky, but the big trees, I just like the little tree and then to the big tree look. It looks nice. So like in Spyro 3, when you first start the game, you see an egg on a cliff. And that's basically what that heart is. It's a collectible in range, you can see it, but you don't know how to get up there to it. You can't, like, you're just out of range. You can't jump it. No. So, like in Spyro 1, Spyro 3 in the beginning of the level, you find Hunter, you do some jumps, you get into the cave, there's Superfly in the cave, and then you go up and you get the heart, and you get the egg. So there's an easy way to get to that heart. It's just you gotta find it. And then there's gonna be a hole here. The hole here, if you like carefully look into it, you can see, oh, I can jump down there, and there's gonna be a secret little area. And there's gonna be collectibles down here, so no matter what, you're gonna have to come down here. But then you kind of look over here, and you're like, oh, I can't go that way. Can't go that way. I got the collision. Ignore the collision. Right now, okay, so you can't go that way, but you see that there's a secret passage across the abyss, and you see that there's platforms behind that wall. You're like, okay, so I can get over there. And there's going to be collectibles that go across the abyss, because when you do have your powers, you can come back here and get those collectibles. You know, because then you'll be able to make the jump. You're supposed to make the jump with the slide, but, you know, you can do this as well. So yeah, you see that there's a way across, and you're like, huh, I wonder how to get over there. And I'm not mean, I'm not going to trap you down here, so there is a way to get up here. You don't have to kill yourself. You just come back up here, and you're like, okay, that wasn't the way, but it showed me more of where I'm supposed to be. And then, you know, like in all platforms, there's these little, the land isn't just flat, you know, you can go up, you go down. When the land's flat, it gets a little boring. So you come over here, you're just collecting junk, and you wouldn't expect to find the secret path to an underwater cave at the highest altitude, but that's where it is. There's another hole down here, and you're like, oh, that's cool. So you could just skip this and go through that path over there that the trees are blocking, and just continue the level. Or you could try to, you know, explore a bit, find the secret area. Could be something down here. Not sure what. It's a big open space right now. I don't know. I'll do something with it. But then you come over on this tree branch, you're like, oh my god. And then you can see more of the environment, more of the space. And I think I'll have something blocking, so you can't just jump from the top to right here. Or maybe I will, you know, make it so you can just jump to the top. Because even though you're going to have to go into that little room over there and jump down at some point. Or if you jump down directly, like, from up top to right here, you're going to have to go back here, because I'm going to put collectibles in that part. So you're going to have to go in there at some point. But yeah, you just come over here. Ooh. There we go. And you get on here, and you're like, oh my goodness, so smart. And then you got ledge grab, you come up here. The ledge grab's pretty good. I'm using traces, so imagine a stick coming out of his gut, and then imagine a stick that's right in front of him, just going up and down. And where those two sticks meet, if there's a ledge, then he'll grab the ledge. And see, it's not using an overlap or anything like that. So if this whole thing, because this whole prototype thing is one giant mesh, and I'm going to have like individual pieces as I make the actual level, but so right now the ledge grab doesn't work with a giant mesh, so it has to be individual things. And how I got that ledge grab to work is I have an invisible square, so that when he runs into it, it activates it. So like I said, with the, you're going to come in here, it's going to look nice. There's going to be a little broken bridge, and then water's flowing, and it flows down there, and you can see where the water keeps going. And I was thinking that with that crash in the alien, crashes on his motorbike, and he hits the alien sign, and he shoots to another level, a secret level. I was thinking like putting a secret level over there, maybe a whirlpool or something right there that you have to jump down in. And yeah, it'll just bring you to a secret level. And then once you beat that secret level, you get shot out of the level, this whole level, and you're going to have to go back here and do this level again, but then you can just go right through that other path, so you don't have to come back down here. So yeah, like I was saying, the ledge grab, it's not working right there, because my invisible square isn't right there for some reason. So, there's another way to get up there. So like I said, you know, I'd make it so this wouldn't kill you and it would just shoot you to a secret level. That'd be cool. Anywho, you go right here. So here's the normal way. You jump over here, you go under here. All looks nice. There's really no purpose towards it besides it just looking nice. Giant roots shooting out everywhere with small trees. Looks cool. You come up here and you're like, okay, you're going up the branch. So you get here. The tree, this area gets a little more platforming difficulty. So right here, all these purple parts, those are going to be interactive. So you jump up here and you see how it's kind of hard, you kind of barely make it. Well, then after 2 seconds, that branch is going to fall, so you're going to have to move quick. And then right here, I was thinking that these all fall as you run behind them, as you run across it. And then maybe put some windows, because these are tree people. There's going to be tree people in these areas, in this house. So right there can be windows and like little spears coming out of them, or like people shooting those little blow pipes, blow darts out of them as the bridge is collapsing. So I think that'd be fun. Over here will just be decoration. You'll see, a closed door, a nice little tree person house. Then you'll come into this tree person's house, and this will be like a mushroom to launch you up. And instead of just wood shooting out and just branches and whatnot, I'm thinking that this can all be a house, and then what you're actually jumping on is like chandeliers or bookcases or something like that, and all this purple is just gonna fall. So after you touch it, it falls, so you're kind of like breaking the home as you're platforming through it. So I just think it's just a funny idea, and it kind of goes along with the theme of you're trying to ruin the dream. Oh yeah, and no fall damage. Fall damage in platformers is idiotic. I don't know why anyone would put them in there. So with this double jump, I just want to touch upon this a second. The double jump actually shoots you forward a bit. And I did that because I wanted to make the double jump a corrective thing. Darn it. I want to make it corrective. So when you do this double jump, you go forward a bit, so that when you do the other jump I had, you got so much momentum from the slide jumping and from the sprinting, and that there was no correction in the midair. So when you did the double jump after gaining all that momentum, you just kept going and going and going, and there's really no point towards it. Now the downside of this double jump is that it's kind of weird. Shoot you forward, so you kind of have to overcompensate by going backwards a bit. But I like that correction. So you get a correction, but the downside is you kind of can screw yourself over a bit. So anyways, yeah, you come over here. All this will be tree people thing, and I'm thinking like there'll be more things sticking out and more places to jump to get more tier collectibles and all that. And then all these purple things will fall down. They're giant trees like that beavers have eaten at the bottom, so when you touch them, they just fall. And the idea is going down there to that platform to go across the bridge to get to the next part of the level is the easy part, so you can take the easy way out. The hard part is going across. Oop, that wasn't the right one. Damn it. Okay, we're back here. So the idea is it's harder to get up here, and these purple ones are only going to last like 2 seconds. And these jumps are a lot harder. And as you know, I pointed the camera down so I can jump at the very edge of these little log things. And that's kind of how I imagine people to solve this part, because it's really hard to do if you're just looking forward. It might be a little easier once everything's textured and looks nice, because then nothing blends in with itself anymore. But yeah, it's going to be hard. It's harder to jump on log things that will only last 2 seconds, before they start falling, than it is to, jump down. And I do like it, so these purple parts, you can jump back up them to get back to that brown ledge. I swear to God, if I do not have checkpoints in my next work in progress video, I either ran into a big trouble or I was too stupid to put them in. Alright, so from here, you can't really jump back up to get back up to there. But you can jump from that purple one to this one to back up here. So you'll be able to come back up here and then do the secret route. So I wanted to cut you off, but I didn't want to cut you off from the secret route. So, you know, you just hop, 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 hop. These only last 2 seconds, so it's also kind of fun as to jump on them, they fall, jump on them, they fall as you're going down. So then you come over here. It's probably going to be collectibles on that side. And then these little purple spots, these are going to be like birds coming down and swooping down and trying to knock you off the bridge. So you can either jump on the bird or kill the bird, or just wait for it to pass by and then keep going. Then look, it's writer's block. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with that next part of the level. After this, there's going to be a camping scene, and then that's where you're trying to get to. And then after that camping scene, you're going to get shot to level 1, part 2. Each level is going to have like a part 2 part to it. And that's going to be more of a ancient Mayan baseball type of thing. It goes in with what the dad's personality is, why he is who he is, and why you get spit from him, because it's like pitching a baseball. So yeah. Anyways, the last thing I want to show you about this level is I hate levels where you can't go back to the start. So again, these purple things will be birds or something. And I don't like it, like when I just cut you off over there, I don't like that. I want you to be able to go back to the start. And in this room, I won't have it so that it's just a jump pad. I'll make it just like the other room where you have to jump up on platforms to get to the top. But right now, it's just a jump pad. Whee! So you go from here. This will be a mushroom jump pad. This will actually be a jump pad, and it'll shoot you way over here. And then you go over here, and then you go into another jump pad, and look, now you're back at the start of the level. So if you miss something, you can come back to it. Yay! And if you get back to that part, you don't even have to go to the underground secret entrance, which that's where we couldn't get up before. Get up there, and then you get up over here. And then, oh look, you come to this heart. Yay! I was trying to make it so you couldn't get to this heart in any other way, but if you get through that much of the level, then I think you should be allowed to backtrack, come back here, and get that heart if you missed it. So that's the second way of getting to that heart. It's a little bit of a daunting way, but you know, whatever. But yeah, so that is this level.